Hey, Tobe, we have a Hoagie's Garage, kind of a made mistake on not doing an intro for the video
Well,
part
no,
of Tanner Holmes.
we did it, but somebody forgot to push the button.
Yeah, god dang it, we're Tobe. Why are you at home and not up north with me so you can push the dang button? So I stopped forgetting.
I don't think you invited me.
Oh,
But anyways, going back to Tanner Holmes, super nice kid.
yeah. I mean, this is
But
this is gonna be a lot of fun. You know, Ryan Berger's kind of he's the one that started me on checking into him a little bit, and then you talked to him when he came to Huset's and got his phone
yep,
number, and then you met him in Rocky, talked to the family there for quite a bit, and we just hooked up a time to do a little podcast with him.
snuck it in between all his races because he's busy for according to his YouTube or Facebook, he's busy for the next 5 days, I think, if I read that right. So,
Yep, absolutely.
yeah.
So
So
when we
glad he
come,
can squeeze us in.
yep. So when we come back, we will have him on our podcast.
One sec.
And
You tell me when.
go ahead.
All right, we're back at the Kogi's Garage. We got Tanner Holmes with us, all the way from the great state of Oregon. He's making his Midwest swing. So, Tanner, tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, if you would, please.
Yeah, no, it's actually funny. It's the first time I've done an interview. I'm not at home. I'm not back in Oregon where I'm from. I'm right now driving through the great state of Missouri. We're on our way to Benton Speedway. We're racing down there with the All-Stars, what would be tomorrow when this is being recorded. But, no, just I'm a 20-year-old sprint car driver. I run 410s and 360s. I guess we could say all over the country technically this season. But mainly, which is you go take a Oregon. Luckily, we're spending here about a month in the Midwest, just trying to get better, try to run with, try to run as many races as possible, see new places, work on our package, work on running places that are much bigger than what we have at home. It's a lot of quarter miles and, anything that fits usually in the parking lots of the tracks we're racing at now, Knoxville and anywhere like that. But just happy to be out here and, been doing it a long time. I got into racing in 2009, actually. My dad got me an outlaw cart because his buddy, my dad was, the short story is my dad and his buddy were, working at my dad's business, and they were doing a job for a client, and basically the guy had some kart stuff, and my dad didn't really think anything of it because he wasn't much of a racer, just a general race fan at best, like maybe knew about NASCAR and that, but my dad's friend was more involved, and he said, "Hey man, maybe you should think about getting this cart this guy has for sale here. This looks cool." And long story short, they ended up getting the cart and got some spare stuff and ended up going racing. So that was back in 2009 when I was 5 going on 6, and from there just ended up racing more and more and more. And once it's in your blood, it's in your blood. So once you run that first race, I guarantee there's more to come, and that's kind of how it worked for us. And just every season we gradually moved up.
That's
So,
awesome.
now, on the drive over, I believe it's you and your mom and dad, because I met them, and I met your sister, I believe it is.
Yep.
And then, so is there another gentleman that made the trip with you then too, or?
Yeah, we so there's my mom and dad, there's Carly, there's our tire, another crew guy, Skyler, but he's been helping, so it's been us 5. And then we just picked up, like, this weekend, my girlfriend just showed up, so she's here, so we pick her up, and then later on, my older sister's going to be here later on in the trip, just for, like, Knoxville Nationals and whatnot, so we're kind of picking people up as we go, but, yeah, it's been great so far. We've got to run 5 shows, seen a couple new places, saw Huset's for the first time, saw Rock Rapids for the first time, but got some more laps at Knoxville, which we've really struggled there, but that's just part of it. I kind of knew going into this trip that there's obviously going to be highs and lows, and you just kind of take things where they go. But got to run with the All Stars at 34 too. That was fun. I felt like we were actually decent there. Our result didn't really show anything special, but we unloaded really well. But it just just every night you kind of take it one at a time, and going places for the first time is really difficult. But it's all in, I think this year we have a really good baseline that we're able to, unless the place is massive, like in Knoxville or something like that, like anywhere that's around a 3/8 or smaller, like at Huset's or whatnot, we unload really well, I think, for traveling and being one of the new guys in town.
Well,
Sure.
you wouldn't be the first one to struggle a little bit at Knoxville. I mean, that's
Yeah, no kidding. It's a tough joint. I mean, and like I said, it goes back to a lot of not having laps on anything like that, and also even like our package is so much different than last time I was in the Midwest. So like we don't even have a lot of great notes to go off of. So it's almost like feels like a restart. And then like I said, there's nothing at home that I can even compare it to. So it's a huge combination of. I actually feel like I'm a little bit more up to speed than my car. It's just getting the car to where I can drive it and have a shot. So we're just really working on that more than anything. And I think once that gets up to speed, then I'll be able to learn more as well.
you bet.
So, but I have to ask, Ben, you talked about being in Rock Rapids. Did your mother share any of her sweet corn with you?
Yes, it was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Going to Rocky was really cool. That place is unique. What a neat little town. Reminds me of my hometown because I lived in the same situation, 2,500 people, and just like very a lot of people know each other, and it's just we don't have a dirt track in town. That would have been even better, but it's neat that you just rip over to the dirt track and they race all the time, and to have a fair race like that too, where just packed, good car count between every division, good solid show. I mean, not a lot more you can ask for a Tuesday night, in the middle of Iowa.
That's
no,
right.
No, it went really well, I thought, too. So I just didn't know if I'd have to get some more sweet corn. If your mother didn't like it, I could bring some Sunday or something to Houston. I think you're planning on coming. But.
Yeah, that was awesome. We had a good time. Like I said, the people in Rocky and everywhere on the trip have treated us really well. We're obviously a long ways from home, and we're getting some new experiences and trying new places, and it's been good.
You bet. So where do you all race out in the West Coast?
So we run a lot of different tracks. My home track that's really close is Southern Oregon Speedway. It's about 25 minutes from the house. We run there a lot. We run Cottage Grove, Douglas County Dirt Track. We hit Willamette here and there. And some of the more notables in Washington are Skagit and Grace Harbor. So those are kind of our pickings north of us. And then if we head south, we're like Silver Dollar, Placerville, Hanford, Tulare are the main tracks we hit. Every once in a while, we'll get to Ocean. It's just tough. There's a lot of tracks. It's a lot of traveling to get everywhere, which is fine. But a lot of places run on top of each other, and you kind of just go off of out west. What the weather looks like, what the payouts are. We try to run 410 stuff over 360 if we have the option. Try to run 410 stuff as much as possible because there's just not as much of it. So when they are racing, you try to take advantage. But it's good. I think I die on the hill. I think the West Coast has really, really good competition. A lot of it doesn't get probably the fair recognition as the guys in the Midwest. I just think there's a lot of really good racers out there, and that's just kind of how it goes. But, glad that I ran out there. I do want to get to the Midwest more, but at the West Coast driving style that you kind of have to develop of just driving really, really hard. And I feel like uncomfortable is valuable. It took me like a little longer to get to that point because that's just never the driver I was even before I got into sprint cars. But West Coast has some wheelmen, and I think we've obviously seen a lot of them come out this way and adapt well.
Oh, we try to watch them whenever we can, but I'm getting too old to stay up that late. We need to get more afternoon shows in California and on the West Coast.
The West Coast is really bad for that. They run the show so late anyway. So yeah, I mean, you have to be a trooper to watch from any.
Or you just got to watch them the next day on the replay.
Yes, pretty much.
And we have we're a very, very small sponsor, but Sean Quinn and Chase Johnson, we sponsor them out in California with our Heroes Dreams and stuff. I mean, it's really fun getting to know Sean and Chase and Tyler out there.
Yeah, no, they're doing some really cool stuff, and we run against them regularly, 410 and 360. Yeah, just in general, like I said, a lot of really good. They're a strong team in the 360 class and the 410 stuff when Chase runs his own car. But yeah, like I said, by the time you go from Skagit all the way down to Tulare, that's north, as far north as you go and about as far south you go. There's some solid tracks. There's a decent amount of tracks. It's just a little bit of a different world. I think we have a little bit more rules and some stuff that we have to deal with and abide by, and where the tracks are. I don't think we have that many facilities compared to what I see out here, and maybe less fans too in general. Just because, like I said, it's a different world. I don't know what it is, but that's what's refreshing about being in the Midwest and seeing a lot of people that really do love racing and and kids that are involved and stuff. I think, like I said, at home, it's just really about trying to get more people involved and kids excited to race. I don't know if there's just way more stuff to do or more options in life or something, but trying to get as many people to dirt tracks out west, I think, is what we're kind of more up against, and trying to obviously there's no fans, it's hard to do bigger things for big events and just growing it as a whole.
You bet.
So, now I believe this is your second time to the Midwest. Were you not here like a couple of years ago, maybe?
Yeah, here and there. So I came out in 2020. I ran 8 races. I ran ASCS Speed Week the COVID year because we wanted to go run. We ran a bunch of races that year. And then in 2021, we were really crazy. We went and ran Ohio Speed Week, went back home, and then drove back because there was a bunch of home, and then drove back for a couple, like 2 to 3 week stints. So those were the 3 trips I've been out here. And I guess I was supposed to come last year, but then Carly broke her back, and I had a couple crashes that were bad timing to where we were just low on equipment, and it just didn't work out.
So
yeah, you don't want to drive out this far and be short on equipment just in case something bad would happen.
Yeah, but you only these guys out here are the best of the best, and we only want to come out here if we think that we're ready and prepared. And I feel like this year we were, and we came off a really strong stint with the 410 stuff leading into our Dirt Cup, which is our big race, the 62,000 to win show. We ran 5th at that. We ran top. We almost won a night of Dirt Cup. I mean, we ran top 5 every night of that, and then ran well at the 410 Speed Week. So it's just it's been a building year, like every year is. But I think we've done well. Our 360 program is good. We don't get to run the 360. Maybe we ran the 410 more this year than probably ever almost. So. Every time we run the 360, I think it kind of shows where we're at. So we run well, even go to a Rock Rapids place we never been. Won 4 times back home. So just trying to keep standing on the gas and trying to get as good results we can.
You bet. Hey Tanner, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. And go.
Yep.
All right, we're back at the garage with Tanner. So, Tanner, not all drivers are great on social media, but you post videos daily almost. I mean, you're always talking about the races, where you are, how you're doing. What got you all started with that? And I mean, it seems to be going really well, but how is it going for you?
Yeah, I mean, things are great. I've been posting and doing social media since 2016. I started beginning of September 2016. I posted my first video. And I got into it it was actually an idea that my mom kind of gave me, hey, maybe you should try something. And I was, watching people on YouTube and just any platform, but mainly YouTube. And I don't even think it was that big at the time, but it was not far away from exploding, and I did not know that. So I started just, I kind of just took the format that I saw these other people that I always watched, do make their videos and doing other things. I watched some other people that, the guy came across. He was really, he was a really talented, a flipper. He would do acrobatic things and stuff. And like I said, I was never.
Tanner, hold on 1 second. You hear me, Tanner?
Yep, I hear you.
All right, just wait 1 second. We'll see if it clears up just a little bit.
And we'll have to start back with who you followed.
Okay.
All right. Let's try it now once.
Okay.
Oh, just wait. We'll fill in a little bit of time here. Tanner's traveling to his next race, so we knew we could have, some little bit of bad areas and stuff like that. So we'll just give this a second or two here and see if it gets a little bit better for us here. So, how's it now, Tanner?
You guys got me?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Let's try it.
I found some people that I watched on YouTube, and I love their I love how their videos, and I found this one that was on and acrobatics, and I was like, dude, but I came across this video, and I'm like, this is excellent, this is crazy.
Oh.
Uh-oh, did we lose him altogether?
Got me?
There, that sounded good. Are you still there?
Got me? Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know.
Gotta love traveling in the phones. You're supposed to have nationwide coverage with certain phones, but I don't see it.
Oh. All right, I hit pause there. We'll give it a mile or two down the road here for you, and then we'll see if we can get any better.
For what it's worth, you're a little staticky on my line, but that's been that way when we've done these three-way calls, but I don't notice it when the wife listens to the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely breaking up pretty bad. Are you on your Bluetooth? Yeah, we can't.
I didn't catch what you were on there. So.
No, not really.
Oh, you just can't be fun for a good time.
Did you think to maybe change it or something? I don't know.
Try it right. You were good right there at the end.
Okay. You
Yeah.
can hear me at all now?
That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I can just try that. I mean, yeah, I'm in the same spot and stuff, and like I said, it says I got 4 bars, so.
Yeah, I think you're good. Let's.
Yeah.
Then it's Bud's fault. All Bud's fault.
I'm positive it's my fault. So, yeah,
Yeah.
just
All right.
just start talking about your YouTube stuff again. All right,
Okay.
and go.
Okay, go. So no, I found a bunch of people that I, had followed at the time, and I just watched their format on how they did things, and I kind of just tried to, these guys were doing interesting things that I was never even a fan of. Like I followed this guy that, did acrobatics and flips and stuff on trampolines, and I'm like, oh shoot, I really, caught onto this, and I had no interest. I wonder if someone would watch my races and catch on and be like, oh, this is great. Like, you don't have to be a fan of racing to think what I'm doing is cool. So that's where I got the idea, and I'm like, if this actually, over time did well, this could be, I could be a YouTuber or something, So that's kind of where the idea started, and from there, I just, after I started doing it, and then especially all the way up, I hit, I'm at the, I guess I'll be at 7 years, I think, this September, but I, honestly, as of like a year or two ago, I don't really know of another way I would try to be a race car driver and do it. I don't think I could ever see myself just being a racer and not trying to promote myself on social media and whatnot. I just think that it's such a missed opportunity. A lot of guys don't. And I'm not saying they have to, all make videos or this or that, but, the world nowadays is just changing so much. And I think I just, I was fortunate I caught it at a good time where I started making videos and they did well. And, it's a slow progression. I by no means blew up or anything like that. People always ask me, that, like, oh my gosh, you blew up or something. But that, to me, that's not how it was. It was very slow and a lot of hours and a lot of grind, but I love it. And I think it's also, it's like an addiction. It's just like racing. You do it and it's like it's in your blood. And, now it's awesome. We post a lot of content, and it's mainly just myself doing it. And I have a little bit of help here and there from some people around me, but I love it, and I just want to keep growing what I'm doing and use it to benefit my race team as much as possible, so we can be a race team as long as we can. I think how we do things is a little unique, but I enjoy it, and I think it's has a chance to be something really big if we just keep working that direction.
Yeah. So Daily Dirt, Justin, is it Fiedler? He kind of talked about people's, about sprint car drivers are not very good at keeping their websites up and stuff like that on what tracks they're going to and all those things. He said, late model guys and stuff like that are way better at doing that stuff. But you're definitely one of the opposite. I mean, just knowing that you were coming, and actually my brother-in-law told me that you were coming to the Midwest and I should reach out and stuff like that, Ryan Burgers. But once you start following your page, I mean, you tell us everything, and I absolutely love that. I mean, I know it takes time and everything else, but as a fan of racing, that is absolutely outstanding at what you do.
Thank you. No, and I think for the most part, like I said, I don't know why more drivers don't take advantage of social media. It's really, people would say coming this from me or whatever, but it's really not that difficult to even just make some posts, here and there on their Facebook page and promote themselves as a driver. At least, like you said, just, I mean, how hard is it to post where you're racing at? On Wednesday to post that, hey, Saturday we're going to be at Knoxville, and like come see us and come watch my 18 car or whatever. I mean, so it's really not that much. And like I said, I think that if more drivers did it, it would help grow the sport. Basically, how I look at social media is every time you hit the post button, it's just an at-bat. You just stand at the plate and you're trying to hit a ball as far as, right? I mean, that's all it really is. So, and like I said, nowadays it really doesn't take that much time to do, just to do a little bit. And I think, like I said, a lot of drivers would benefit, and it could also lead to, it's not easy in this sport, I guess, like it's a dirt racer, these professional guys, obviously, to be a professional race car driver and try to make money doing it, or, have good sponsors or have good rides. But it's really hard to do all that stuff, I think, too, if no one knows who you are and no one, people don't come to the races to watch and stuff like that. So I just think in general, dirt racing is kind of getting ready to go through this period where things are changing, and I mean, just because the world's changing and stuff. So it's definitely going to be, it's going to be interesting, I think, is what drivers try to pick up more on that, and how much it could really benefit them. Like even the top guys, we see here and there are starting to try to do more stuff or have someone running social, which is great too. I mean, however it's done, but it just helps build their brands, and like I said, and overall it's a win because it brings more people to the track for all of us.
Yeah. So, going back to your social media, the wife just pointed this out to me again. I saw it earlier, but you had a post, I think, just on Facebook asking if you could own a track. What track would it be? You're asking the people.
Yeah.
So, personally, I don't want to own one. I like to go to the track and go home and not have to worry about all the responsibilities. But if you could own a track, we'll ask you then. If you could own a track, which one would you want to own?
That's a good one. So I love this question because, for me, I don't probably have a specific track. If I had to say one, I would probably, and and everyone around me would tell me the same thing you just said, Tanner, you do not want to own a track. It is. So yeah, I probably would own back home, my home track, Southern Oregon Speedway, just because I love it. I have this weird, everyone I think is so attached to certain places. To me, I'm so attached to it because I get that same feeling like I was rolling in there like I'm 5 years old, rolling into the dirt track, even when now I'm 20. So for me, something like that. But in general, if I could just pick a place, I'd like to go somewhere that was run down or not a good facility and try to turn it around into something great. There's something cool about that. But in my opinion, like these places that at one point were great and maybe, got abandoned and now they're back to what they were, just anything like that. So to me, I think it would just be cool to build a track up from nothing that was maybe a simple facility and try to turn it into something like a Knoxville or an Eldora over time. Because I'm just the type of person that I like that as that progression, and I would be in for a longer run, long-term deal. But there's a lot of cool places. I mean, if I could just pick a top name, who would not want to own the Big E? I think Eldora would be about as good as it. You got the Million, you got the Dream, you got sprint cars, late models, modified, you got everything you need. So anything like that would just be cool. But, as much as, like I said, it's a job that, most people tell you don't want, I could still see myself one day potentially owning a racetrack and at least giving it a shot. Try to see the sport from a totally different vantage point.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's your goals when it comes to racing? Look 5-10 years down the road. Where do you hope you're at, or what do you hope you're doing?
I mean, if I could, I would love to just keep doing what I'm doing now. I think a lot of people want to get a big time ride and stuff like that. But if I could, work on the sponsorships and having the partners and the people behind me and keep doing what we're doing to be able to just, own our own team. And, I would take a little bit more over than what I do now, and to where I could be a full-time owner and driver, more like a Brian Brown situation, and maybe not even necessarily chase a national tour. Maybe it's running Knoxville weekly a little bit and then chasing outlaw races, or more of a Rico, just something like that. I think that's, in my opinion, that's the dream. And just building up, like I said, my partnerships I have, and then also, really trying to solidify a good full-time crew chief and some crew guys around me too, to where I don't have as much of that workload, because obviously it's really hard to beat these guys. So these guys got good help as well. They're not just good drivers behind the wheel. So for me, it's just like building all those relationships and all the aspects of the team to where my team can be, one of the top guys, be a top team basically, and then also maybe not have to commit to a series. I think Outlaw would be awesome, but don't get me wrong. but it is a grueling schedule, and man, it's tough, especially if you have to go to all those races no matter what, and you don't have the freedom, to go some places. Like for me, like if I had an awesome team and maybe I was running out west or Midwest, and then all of a sudden I wanted to go back home and run the Dirt Cup, which is a $62,000 payday this year. And it's a lot of just more regional guys. Like, I want to have the freedom to do that, but still be able to race in the Midwest type deal. So I just got to work on, there's a lot of what it would take to get there. But I think in general, we got some time, and I want to work on myself as a driver. It's not an easy sport, and we just, we're just giving it the best the best we can right now for what we have. And, we're having a blast doing it.
Yeah. So, what are your plans going forward from here? I mean, it looks like you race for the next 5 days, according to your media posts and whatnot. And I'm sure you're here. I mean, I asked you, so you're here through the Knoxville Nationals. You're doing both of them. So, after that, then what's your plan? Going back home for a while, or?
Yeah, we'll be back home for the rest of the season, because for us things get busy out there. So we'll run all that Knoxville stuff, and then. I think there's a 360 speed week that we might hit some nights on once we get back at the end of August, and Carly's going to run a little bit. And then, I mean, things don't slow down. August 31st through the first week of September, the Outlaws roll through Skagit, Grays Harbor, and then down to Gold Cup. So we'll have, 7 nights of racing there, 7 nights in about, a solid week and a half. So we'll have a lot of shows, and then I think there's another Outlaw weekend down in California after that. So 3 weeks with the Outlaws, and then after that it does wind down. The weather starts to pick up. The Northwest won't really have many more shows, and then we have just Trophy Cup, the big race at Tulare, which is I think to win is $20-something thousand, really big show. So we'll go down there for Trophy Cup at the end of October, and then just kind of slow down for the winter. We usually typically run karts in the wintertime, so I'm sure we'll have a solid kart schedule. But at the same time, I'm really, this year I'm not 100% sure exactly what or how many shows I'm running for that yet, and just really focusing on my kart program.
You bet.
So the karts, and I guess because you're saying wintertime, I'm assuming you got indoor tracks to run the karts at, or?
Yeah, we have a lot of indoor stuff. We have this place called Red Bluff, which is 3 hours south of where I live, which is kind of like the birthplace of outlaw cars. Really good competition. That's what I grew up racing, and luckily I have a really good opportunity. I drive for Factory QRC, one of the big manufacturers, the biggest manufacturer, I should say, for cars. So I've drove for them for the last 5 years, and those guys are like family to me. So they're a big reason why I do it. Jimmy Ellich owns the company, ex-NASCAR crew chief, and now owns QRC, and he's like a second dad to me. So he's given me a lot of great opportunities to drive his car. So I'll drive for him again, and then also there's another kart track a little bit north of me, Roseburg, which one of my partners, Fast Four Media, who supports my car, and longtime friend Tyler Shaw, he's now taking over the management role of that track. So we're going to try to support him too, as they're trying to grow the karting scene, which to me means a lot. I know some people would say, Tanner, why would you not focus on your sprint car stuff more? And, luckily in the wintertime, we don't have anything really going on. But I try to support the kart stuff because I believe that's the next generation. Without kart racing or without these younger kid divisions, like, we're never going to have any drivers flooding into all these upper classes. Modified, wingless, late models, Hornets, whatever it may be. If we don't have kids getting, like I said, it goes back to the kids getting involved. So it's really important to me that is successful, and we got good people in the hands of the sport, basically, because those are the people building up the next generation that are going to be the wheelmen that we watch the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
You don't find very many racers out there that'll tell you that they just jumped into a sprint car. The vast majority of them are, they start out in the quarter midget or the go-karts or something, and then move up from there. So, yeah, that's a good thing to be part of. I'll give you definitely some credit for that. So
for sure, no.
Before we get into some of our rapid fire questions, who are all your sponsors? We like to let you get those all out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first I should give a big shout out to all the people, like I said, I'm traveling with. My family we ride or die together. Like I said, we do it a little different than all the teams, and I'm really thankful that those guys support what I do. To list off all the guys on the car, we have Shane DeWald Trucking, RTR Diesel Performance, Carson Oil, Next Gen Def, Lafarge, Pit Stop USA, ABC Powder Coating. We have Bean and Dole Trucking, Champion Car Wash, D-Ray Designs, Land and Transport, Full Send Racing, Fast 4 Media I mentioned. We also have Canopy Country, Earth Environmental. I think that covers all of them. A lot of great people that help us out, and then I mean, of course, all my awesome fans that watch this. It's really cool that we have a community that follows what we do, and we're just trying to bring them along with us for the journey, whether that be the highs or the lows. Unfortunately, this sport it looks really glorious, and it is, man. It's as good as it gets, but there's a lot of tough nights. So it's really cool to have all the people that are ride or die with us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's get into these rapid fire questions. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ooh, you can't go wrong with a soft serve cone, twist, chocolate, and vanilla. I mean, like, I know everyone, yeah, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, should have got you one of them while you were in Rock Rapids, too. They got really good ones at the drive-in in town here.
I know, that's what I hear.
So, cat or a dog person?
Dog.
Do you have any hobbies other than racing?
Shoot, I really do not. I mean, I honestly, this sounds dumb. I love going, like, at the end of the day, if we just go out to a nice solid dinner, that's great. I just love going out to eat. I love trying new places.
There you go.
Well, that'll be a good one for a question later on then.
Yeah.
How about a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? You can't go wrong with the classic Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Oh, that is a good one, ain't it? You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Are you a snow or rain guy?
Ooh, rain.
Okay.
Okay, if you were going to be stranded on an island, what album or what type of music would you have to have along to listen to?
Just, probably just some good country music. Just something.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh back because Bud don't like country music. I like country music. And I was really concerned with the younger you being 20, that maybe you were going to do the country for Bud, but that's perfect. Yeah.
I swear about 80% of race car drivers, at least the ones we talk to, like country. I don't know why, but
Yep.
You just can't go wrong. It's just it's great.
how does country get you pumped up to race a race car, for crying out loud?
Yeah. No kidding.
What's your favorite place to go out to eat? You said you like, I believe you said Chinese, but what's your favorite place?
Shoot, well, I mean, this is super basic. I'm from out west, so I mean, I love me some In-N-Out. Doesn't matter if it's before the races, after the races. In-N-Out burger is as good as, like, that's your basic fast food, but that's really good at home. Either that or some Chick-fil-A.
There you go. I like them both.
Okay, we do have Chick-fil-A around here. I've never been to an In-N-Out burger.
Yep.
In-N-Out's really good. I mean, I don't know. You're either on the spectrum of it's the greatest thing ever, or it's so overrated, but there's no in between. That's usually how everyone out eats. Or they just say, "Oh, Whataburger's better." But I've had Whataburger; it's not very good.
No, I agree. My son told me to try that, and I'm no, In-N-Out's 100 times better.
Good.
Yeah, like I said, I don't leave the Midwest often enough to get to all them fancy places you guys go to. So
Yeah.
How about a favorite holiday, Tanner?
Ooh, I like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's good because we usually eat really good food.
Yeah.
What app on your phone do you use the most?
What was that?
What app on your phone do you use the most?
Definitely the camera.
There you go.
That's true. A lot of videos made on that thing. So, how many speeding tickets have you gotten in your short life?
Never gotten a speeding ticket.
Knock on wood somewhere.
Yeah, hit something hard.
I just got my first pulled over for the first time in Knoxville riding a quad that I got a written warning for driving a vehicle without insurance. My quad on the road.
Yep. So let's ask you this, since you're a race car driver, what's the fastest you've ever driven on the highway, or at least been in the front seat, and didn't get caught?
Probably 100.
Oh, well, that's not
Not bad.
too bad.
No, not even close to our record.
No.
No, not bad.
And being you're under 21, we're going to ask you what's your favorite thing to drink? What's your go-to refreshment?
I just love Gatorade. Gatorade's big.
All right.
Particular flavor or just all of them?
Lemon lime or glacier freeze, like the light blue.
Oh, yeah,
There you go.
that's my two favorite. I drank a lot of lemon lime back when we played softball.
Yeah, really good.
Our last one, and if there's anything else that we didn't cover that you want to bring up or anything, but if money was no object, is there any car or pickup or anything that you've always wished that you had?
Ooh, I'm actually not a big car person. When I was looking, there's this one car I saw it's called a Koenigsegg. It's like one of the fastest cars in the world. It's, I think it's like 2.5 million or something crazy. But other than that was always a cool car because of how fast it went. But other than that, I'm not a car person. I just drive around like a little Honda Civic that's all beat up.
There you go. That works. Gets you from place to place.
Or nothing.
No, it's great. And then if someone on the road is like, you're not scared to. Obviously you never want to crash, but you can just drive. You can just drive and not have to worry about nothing fancy. Just park wherever, let someone hit your stuff. It's whatever.
Yeah, you bet.
I like that. So,
Tanner, we can't thank you enough for coming on the show. Is there anything that we didn't bring up or anything that you would want to mention before we let you go?
No, just thank you guys. It's cool. Like I said, I really live or die on the hill of, more content and stuff. So the fact that you guys are doing a racing podcast is great. So keep up the great work, and hopefully I'll be back in your guys' area again soon.
All right.
Well, you're going to try to be there Sunday, it sounds like, so we'll stop down and say hi.
Perfect. Can't wait. Houston, it'll be a blast.
All right. We'll see you there.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Tanner.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
Son of a buck. I forgot to start the dang thing again. Why do we always forget on ending? I don't even know if I got the intro, to be honest. So that one
the
might...
YouTube part of it, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, did you turn it on now so people can figure out that we screwed up? Or you screwed up again?
Yeah. Yeah, we maybe do a little bit of an intro just for the YouTube thing here in a second, because I'm pretty sure I didn't hit record on that. So...
Better you than me.
God dang it. Gonna have to...
I call you the tech guy.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. All right, well...
Anyways, ending, Tanner Holmes. Super thankful the kid come on. Best of luck to him for his next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever he's going to be around here yet. And the rest of the season. So...
You bet. We're out.